Dropping out pretty early in the tournament.
I would say so. I mean, that's pretty impressive stuff to be completely
Well,
honest.
is it impressive for CG or is it very disappointing for LDLC? Maybe a bit of both.
Bit of both. Bit of both for sure. I mean, it's definitely disappointing for LDLC. There's no question about that. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how you wrap it. It's still a lump of coal on Christmas, Henry.
You would know all about that.
Well, at least I get
Oh,
gifts
here we
for
go.
Christmas and appreciate them according to Frank.
I don't need gifts. I've got everything I ever need. Why do people need to give me gifts?
I'll give you the gift that keeps on giving.
Okay. Anyway, it looks like the knife is ready to start.
Yes,
I think it's a knife. Maybe they've done the knife.
No, best of 3. So
You're right.
we go back to
there
the
we
PGL
go.
format. Whoever picks the map, the opposing team
That's
picks the
correct.
side.
Should have talked about that before. Anyway, let's have a look. So here's the boost onto short. Penta only going to be sending one man there this time. That's going to be Tabson. Normally 2 players would be taking that position, but e-frag have taken control of long. The flash to him to the crystal. Needed to get something out of that. Actually gets shut down straight away. Now it is back off to Tabson. He finds one through the smoke somehow and brings it into a 4-on-4.
And NKL is going to fall back down toward long as they are going to get that bomb plant. It's
Kids.
in an interesting position because you can't really play that from long effectively, but keep in mind they've got pistols, so they'll have to play it within a reasonable range. But like you say, no kits. They are giving up that CT side, though, and catwalk. Now watch, because if Mike S manages even a slight kill here, it would give them a chance. They would have to be distracted enough for Penta to walk up from CT, but so far, so good. David P, the last to drop, and Tossin, despite getting one frag, goes down just before, and e-frag will take the lead 1-0.
Yeah, pretty simple exchange there. We saw e-frag go for full control along, find the opening frag. Tabson did get a kill through the smoke there, but just wasn't enough. Once the bomb was planted for long there, they got fully set up, watching the long doors. Retake, there's the kill on your screen right now. Victor opening things up from short as the rotations came in. He gets the double kill to finish it off, but Penta not going to be done just yet. They will be semi-force fighting this round. You see, oh my goodness, that was through the door. Headshot as well as Mike S that gets his head blown off, and Victor passes in as well. It's a double kill for him. This round's going to be over before I can even analyze the last round. So there we go. David P and Crystal remaining. Scout in hand at this point. I just want to try and save that, but so much time left on the clock. I'm not sure he could have a chance to. Does manage to tag Bubble, but that's just going to be a consolation prize at this point.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, this is all for naught. David P should almost try and find a place to hide right now with his scout on the opposing side, because if they want it in round 3, it's their best chance. Of course, if they force again, they're going to be limited for economy in round 4. But we all know that, Henry.
Well, the point I was making before the kills started flying in, there were 2 players that didn't invest. That's Crystal. He's only got silence USP, no armor, and I think Tabson as well didn't buy anything.
But so I think the biggest thing for that's strictly to go for a 4th round, excuse me, yeah, 4th round off.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you want to, that's suggesting maybe a double upset of 2 players not investing at all. Obviously 3 players did, but they just got wrecked at the start of the round. It's going to be David P now trying to survive as long as he can. The 40-second timer does begin.
David is going to try and get away from there as well. And they're all going to huddle it long because they don't want to give up rifles either. So there shouldn't be a chase right now, any pursuit whatsoever from the T's as well.
Yeah, there's no real need for them. They know he's got a scout, but his whole team are fully next round anyway. What really is he going to do at this point with that weapon? I guess he could get a couple of tags off. The pistols could do some damage, but it's not really worth losing an AK for, I would say. As all of e-frag will survive, any Bubble taking damage that round as well. So pretty clean stuff right now. Interesting little factoid for you, Matt. The last 4 times these guys have played, e-frag come out on top every single time. Penta unable to beat these guys in recent form, but obviously it's all online CS. All conjecture, really. Anything could happen in a LAN environment, as you would know.
Yeah, I mean, I played lots of LANs in my day.
Lots of CS, LANs.
Yeah. Played on some Canadian teams.
You and your brother.
Beat a few UK teams. We used to have Will LAN, my brother's LAN.
That's why I probably
every
assumed.
Christmas we would have 4 tables set up and have 10 computers.
Okay, well.
And it was incredible.
See if they can...
But back to the action here, Henry. Gee.
Well, lack of action, I'd say, this round. You can see nothing really purchased at all. We've got 1 scout on David P. He's been tagged down to 66 HP. And it's just a matter of time of e-frag just making sure they don't make any mistakes. Work the positional control up towards catwalk, maybe out towards mid. Stick together, and if they drop a frag, it should be rectified pretty quickly. So, Matthew, I'm going to give you the play-by-play role this round. I'm going to hand it over to you. So
oh, really?
It's what you do so best.
Oh, God, goody golly. I've always waited for this opportunity as Spy Leader tries to create one for himself. But, unfortunately, even with an AK and a flash, he can't overcome a SP. Quick pre-fire from NKL does get down Mike S inside of that closet position, but David P's still there with a scout, and now suddenly they've got 2 kills working in favor of the CTs. Unfortunately, Victor's going to burn David alive, and let's send it outside the fortified B site. Now it's going to have to be a desperate retake from Penta. And they came out to work with as well, though, as Tossin's managed to pick that up. They know Punisher's on the site. Bomb's gone down, but he's managed to cross back over as well with that smoke in place. So e-frag playing very loose but informative post-plant positions right now and anticipating flashes as well.
I would say right now to save that AK.
Okay, that was clever. Tabson got the boost on Box outside the door. They see above the smoke, and they just catch a pixel of Victor's head. And now that AK might come into play because it's a 2 versus 3. But Tossin, yeah, he's already bailed. He's already way back at pit.
So, as I said, as soon as you have the AK, they already force one in the second round. It's going to be a difficult buy for them. These 2 guys, not a huge deal. Only a scout. We're not really going to take that to the next round anyway. He will be going down with the bomb. He bows out of the round, and Tarsin will be saving that AK, as mentioned before. So that will help kind of just bump up the money a little bit. They could get an AWP. Crystal, as we mentioned, did not buy a single thing on that second round buy. So you're actually checking that over to Mike S. These guys seem to switch it up on the CT side, share the responsibility. I'm sure we'll see a double AWP setup coming in soon. But the headline is 3-0 in favor of e-frag. Bubble is picking up the AWP for them. And let's see where Mike S decides to go for this first round here. Going to be jumping across the middle, not facing this time. Going to be setting himself up in the B-bomb site. The T's not committing to anything just yet, leaving the bomb towards the T-spawn, just waiting for any sort of aggression to be coming in. You see there's actually 3 CTs towards the B tunnels, so I'd assume they're going to try and work a pick with Mike S right now. Yeah, they're going to be edging their way into the tunnels. He's going to find someone, you know. There it is. The headshot comes in. He takes down Punisher, and that's all they needed. Now they can go back to a very standard setup. Leave Mike S there. He's already shown his presence, and it's a 5-4.
Spy Leader going to jump mid meanwhile, try and get some presence onto that catwalk. They've got to compensate for their losses. Instead, they decide to rush B, the place where they lost the early man, and it's not going to do them any good because despite getting that information and falling back, the CTs were still in good position to contend with the rush. So Spy Leader dropping into CT at least catches Tabson rotating back over toward B site, but the bomb's down inside of the site. Bubble.
That's sneaky.
Very sneaky. Drops out his own smoke and manages to recover said bomb. And Spy Leader's cut off David P. Now Crystal has to rotate back over toward the A site as the bomb is going the long way back through T-spawn. And does Crystal spot the cross or go immediately forward? Instead, he does go forward. He takes down Spy Leader as well. And Bubble, it's now going to be a duel down mid because he's got an op staring at the double doors.
Well, 11 HP remaining on Crystal, and now he's lost all information as to where Bubble may be heading. He's got the call from his teammate, 10 HP, use your Tech 9. Perfect weapon in this scenario. Run and gun, land 1 bullet on the toes of Crystal, and you'll get the kill. He'll be opting to go short here. He's going to be going pretty slowly as well. Crystal could still have a shout in this round, you know. Gonna need a double headshot here to finish him off. As he edges his way up towards short. Gonna spot each other. There it is. Tech 9 working out perfectly. 4 Bubble. Big round for the terrorist to win there. 4-0. And after that, Mike S got those first 2 entry picks as well, Matt. That's actually a round you consider. They've had a little offensive play there, creeping into the tunnels. He found the first headshot. He gets his second kill as well. And as I said, it looks like they're going into a more passive mentality. And then e-frag with an interesting play, one I actually kind of like. It went for the surprise play. So just busting through the smoke. Here's the initial pick for Mike S on screen now. But just busting through the smoke unannounced. Just run through together. The frags are equally exchanged. And then NKL finding some great shots. And then Bubble continuing his form there. Another headshot through the doors for him. It's Tarsin that goes down this time. It's a 5-4. This time, though, Mike S has purchased a scout. No one else really investing into the round. He's the Deagle and some PT50s. That's about it. That's it's going to be 5-0 in favour of e-frag. Maximum loss bonus coming into fruition for Penta next round. So they'll have a decent buy. I'm going to assume, I'm going to put myself out there and say the double AWP setup will be with us next round. You got my seal of approval, though.
All right, well, we will see. We shall see. But e-frag off to a great start. I mean, this is kind of what we talked about, that e-frag should be able to take dust quite convincingly, but Penta needs to pick up pistol rounds if they want to give themselves any chance. Yeah, Cash, absolutely. I mean, I think that's a little bit more to talk about. Obviously, we saw it today, so we can talk a little bit more in depth, but
this is a map
in general, I give Penta a better chance, oddly enough, on Cash than I do at Dust.
I'm not sure. In terms of e-frag as a whole, actually, Cash is their best map on paper, but this is why I think Penta have to win this map going forward. This should be a really convincing round for e-frag here. Spy Leader taking down Tabson on the bomb side. Now, full retake is on as a long plant. Does come in. Crystal maybe picking up one here, actually gets denied. Pretty boring round, if I'm honest. Nothing really happening in terms of the CTs. It's just Mike S and David remain. Will Mike S be trying to save the scout? He's actually towards mid right now.
Yeah, just sit back with that deagle. Make sure no one pushes back through mid. That allows Mike to get further away. And they'll sit the bomb. It'll explode into the 5th round for e-frag, and then in the next we'll get guns back out on Penta's side, but they need to desperately start winning rounds now because it's going to start to very quickly snowball away from them. Lost round bonus will be in full effect after this, allowing a much better purchase position for the CTs.
Well,
they can go to Amazon.com and buy all they want.
What did I tell you, Matt? What buy did I say was coming?
I don't remember, Henry. I've tuned you out.
There it is. Mike S and Crystal sharing the AWP responsibility. I think that's probably the best protocol is what you bring out when you hit the kind of dire straits like this. You want to change things up, maybe be a little bit more aggressive, although they actually did that very well in the first gun round. They went in, pushing the B tunnels, got the first pick and the second one, and still lost the 5-on-3 situation. Now, Mike S rattling off a shot there. He's actually the one who takes the damage, goes down to 44 HP.
More damage dealt through the door from Bubble. Note to Penta, perhaps don't pick that for a while. As Mike's going to fall back into the B side. They've already taken over that mid position, but Mike gets the first shot, second shot as well. We've seen Mike show off some skills on Cash, and now he's going to come up with the money on Dust too as well. But it's Crystal and David P who will contribute. They'll find a kill apiece, and it's left the Spy Leader, and just in the nick of time, Penta not only may find themselves around, but they may do it with 4 left alive, which will bode well in the fact that
control along. He can at least give a call that they're probably going to be pushing off short, maybe in towards tunnels. Let's see what we can do. And you can see e-frag responding pretty nicely. He's holding all the way back in T-spawn towards B tunnels, in fact. So he's waiting for someone to show something. I think we'll be waiting for a little while longer yet.
Yeah, I tend to agree. These pistols not really getting aggressive at all, especially toward long. There's absolutely no point. Specifically with that of the head armor against the USP. So Smoke on the cross. Spy Leader will approach. He's got the bomb with him. Not directly in his hands, but beside him in that of NKL, who manages to take down Tabson. Spy Leader continues forward, gets to Goose. One down, middle one from Quad, shows himself. That's Tossin. They're desperate to just get kills right now on Penta's side. And so far, they've been unsuccessful. Bomb plant, another story. It is successful. It's down for e-frag. Smoke as well on top of CT spawn. The last player remaining, Mike S, is just going to wait at elevator and see what he can do. Okay, he's got no kit. I was going to say, if they run away too soon and he manages to slip up the ramp, I would laugh tremendously and hysterically.
Well, as much as we'd like to see that, doesn't look like that's going to happen. Mike S, USP in hand, and a dream. But he has to wake up.
And Bubble. Trying to pre-aim both angles at the same time. Spots Mike, Mike runs, Mike dies.
Doesn't really lose anything, to be honest, as he had a USP and nothing else.
Oh, you like Mike and Ike's?
Yep.
Sorry, Saturday Night Live. I know you don't watch comedic shows, you just sit in your room and see and cry.
Why would I watch a show that's not even aired in my own country? Think about that.
Culture?
Yeah? I'm live streaming every show from America just to make sure I'm cultured.
Culture.
Okay, perfect. Good logic.
Hashtag logic.
10-3. Difficult buy now for Penta. 3 Famises, 2 M4s, no kits. No incendiaries. I'd say they need to be finding that first pick. That's the rounds they've been getting. And Mike has been working some magic there. They're getting to the point of no return yet. They need to find these last 2 rounds. So obviously forcing up does make sense.
Henry, I'd like to congratulate you on having your country finally win Counter-Strike. The Cell Pro League Finals will be in the UK.
Will they?
Well, they will be.
That is something I can get on board with. They
Well,
probably thought the best talent resides there, so save money, don't have to fly them out. You know what I mean?
I mean, Canada's part of the Commonwealth, so I understand where you're coming from. Victor's going to try and walk through mid doors.
Squeezing something out.
Quick pop flash in, and a little bit of an overextension from Mike, who hears him show himself and then run, but not sure if he was hoping to catch him off guard or just looking for that information. Either way, he's down, gone already, and it's going to be up to these poor, lonely Famosas to try and stop anything further.
Well, once again, just being bled out here, the CTs have got nothing at all. 2 flashbangs, picks just falling apart. They've got 1 player in Goose now. That's going to be Crystal. Needs to make this flashbang work. It's good, but it's not good enough for a kill yet. And just easy frags there for Bubble. Nice little, I think that was a no-scope towards the end there, but that made it look stylish nonetheless. 15th round, and I think this map is going in one direction, Matthew. It feels like Penta have tapped out already. They're reaching for the rope.
I think more than this map, I think this whole series is potentially going in one direction because Penta, again, is showing such signs of struggle. We've only seen really one half that was that impressive come out from them, and even then it was based on economy. Now I have to say Mike S stepped up tremendously on that half, on that CT half of Cash, but even though T half wasn't great then, so they've got work to do if they want any chance to come back in this best of 2, and that starts right now. Let's not rule this one done just yet because it's 11-3 first half. We know how momentum works in Counter-Strike.
Oh, yes.
Victor already down in the lower tunnels, evaluating that which is going on. Catwalk free fires already as the flash comes over, and although he's not the one to hit Crystal, Spy Leader's in a good enough position that he will. So a sacrificial lamb for information, but David P, he won't benefit from that whatsoever. He's gone as well, and it's now a 5 versus 3.
Well, not really much to report now. This should be a round going heavily in favor of e-frag. The 3 remaining CTs, not even together. They haven't really banked on anything, just hoping someone steps up massively. I'm not a believer myself, as Victor does make his way through the mid doors. Gets some key intel there. There's no stack going on there, at least. They could probably set themselves up for a nice little B split. As here comes the CT pushing into tunnels now. Punisher. What are you made of? Gets,
my man.
Gets the kill onto Micah. And it's a 5-on-4. Maybe something to work with.
Well, Bubble, good close shot, at least onto Tabson. It's a 1 versus 4 for Tossin, and I have a feeling, Henry, we're going to 12-3.
I don't know. Tossin.
Do it. I know you want to say it.
There it is.
Brilliant. NKL goes down in mid. That'll give him at least a rifle to work with. Punisher's low HP.
At least
he's the next in line. Did he spot his elbow? Yes, he certainly did. There he goes. Another one down. Victor's going to walk out, and Tossin's actually turned back the correct direction. It's now a 1 versus 1 from what was a 1 versus 4. He has got head armor, but he's only got 19 HP. Bubble with the op. Bubble. He's behind. I thought he was in actually closet. He's toward the tunnels, but he's going to try and bait him out. He needs to be aware at this point that he's not in any of those directions. It's got to be in the tunnels. And the Molotov, is this going to buy the time? He's got to hold it from 10 seconds, though, and unfortunately, Bubble doesn't care if he dies because it's round 15. It's going to be 12-3 in the end.
So close there for Tarsim. No cigar. It was impressive nonetheless, I guess, that first deagle headshot to open things up, bringing it down to a 1-on-1. Almost an impossible victory, even after that interesting Molotov. There it is. Sit down.
Cheeky.
Wasn't meant to be. 12-3, though, on the terrorist half. That's a bitter pill to swallow going forward. Crystal again, 5 for 15. This guy is not enjoying LAN right now, Matthew.
I mean, you're here. I wouldn't enjoy it either.
That's got nothing to do with me. I don't even even knows
I have been hard on you today.
It's a little bit like, it's going to get to the point, I think, of Reddit threads coming.
Really? That Sadokist hates energy?
I'm getting tweets that are you're not tagged in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I'm going to have to look through those.
They're telling me that they're linking me to techniques to deal with difficult people.
You need to learn techniques to deal with difficult people?
That's what they're linking me.
I'm the easiest person in the world to deal with, Henry G. Let's be honest here. It's fine, though, because Metis is pretty passive.
It's true. Compared to you.
Cheater.
It's you. You're forcing this. You broke this relationship apart.
All right, Victor's going to push. They went for that boost. That's information gathered, and a great headshot to start off the round because Mike down outside of long. Now, the interesting thing about that is he's the only one at long. The rest are on B, and they've smoked off the front of the site. That nade took NKL down to 4 HP on the platform, and that allows the entry. They've got to give this up. They've got to sacrifice it. So Penta finally with something going, but Victor's on a fast flank. They're already back out tunnels. You can take B. We'll take it right back, and every kill goes the way of Punisher and Victor as they walk in from the back of the tunnels.
What the hell was that retake about?
What are you made of, my
That was crazy. So they get the first pick. Punisher pushing off short, gets that first kill towards middle, and it's a really fast backstep to the tunnels there. Looked like after that double nade to the back platform, Penta had that round tied up, and the B-bombs are locked down, but that's such a fast retake. I don't think they were expecting it. Just a flurry of frags coming in. And Punisher, he's kind of stepping up a little bit in that round. That's one of the biggest rounds of the game so far. That's our first pick from Victor. He was the one who pushed off short. My apologies. Punisher comes in the back and gets 3 kills on the retake.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Nice work from him. That final one as well. Lovely shot. So
it's usually that you see, all right, pistol round, you've given up B, play for retakes. But they were like, no, we already pushed mid. We know where you are. Instantly on the scene. Faster than Ghostbusters.
Famously fast.
Bubble. Scout tries to fire over top of Xbox. No success initially. But now they're going to run through. He actually goes down, taps into the fact that Spy Leader's pushed up Catwalk. So it's a double edged sword as they pincer them in toward the mid position right now. And Spy Leader is just getting all of the frags. 3 so far and 2 to go before this round is done, dusted, and e-frag will put themselves on 14 rounds. Penta, this is quite the stomp.
Well, they got the bomb down in the pistol. They're just hoping they're going to use the rifles next round. The problem is Spy Leader getting 3 kills, 2 of them being in the MP9. He's farmed a nice bit of cash, so I don't think they'll be afraid to go into this next gun round and upgrade to the rifles and try and get things done and dusted as quickly as possible. 1 minute remaining. Mike S, the final player. No positional control of the map. A Glock in hand, but he's just hurry up and die. Because I'm not really sure what you're hoping to happen here.
Kill, gun, save.
How is he going to get a kill?
Gun, save. I like how he uses the bomb as the flash fake.
Even if he did that, he could turn around for like 5 seconds. He still wouldn't have got the kill there.
Yeah, that's true. It's a Glock. We all know they suck.
But there we go. He did what he could. Now
we lost to Glocks!
It's round number 18. e-frag 1 away from map points here. This is a best of 3 this time, so a little bit more forgiving. But Penta will be buying up this round. 5 AK-47s, 4 smokes and some flashbangs. And Punisher not actually upgrading his MP9. I just thought he would, just to kind of preempt what was coming towards him, but there we go.
There's no reason to upgrade the Chinese sewing machine. That MP9 is just so impressive.
He's the first player to go down. It's going to be Crystal. Before, and David P chiming in as well, so potentially looking to get back on track here, Penta. Don't throw this around the way.
Back on track, step 1. How long the track is the next problem, and do they have the fuel to make it that far? As Bubble's going to look toward top mid, there's an initial tag onto Crystal. But look at Victor. I like this smoke. He's just using the edge of that stairwell on Catwalk to try and see beyond it. Did have a little bit of a read, but unfortunately couldn't capitalize on it. And David instead goes through mid, catches out Bubble, and brings us into a much, much better situation for Penta, as you're saying, trying to claw back into this game. Victor down into Tabson, though, and what was a 5 versus 2 is now a 3 versus 2. As it still favors Penta, mind you. Victor's low on HP, but he's gotten at least a decent position on Catwalk. And they don't have an aid that would try and dispel or kill at this point.
They've got 2 smokes, though. They're interesting enough. They've got 1 player towards long. He's made it all the way towards crossover. That's going to be Mike S. So he's given the all clear. The bomb can at least make it up there. The smoke off CT spawn. Get onto the site. Long plan goes down to secure the round. Don't give away any more frags. This kill should not be dropped. It is somehow. Why is he facing by himself? He's got smokes. Why would he face that angle? That's insane. Here's a free kill.
This was a 5 versus 2. It's now a 2 versus 2. And you have to say mistakes are made in situations like that. They're going to try and plant the bomb. Safe box is not for long, but good enough angle for the AKs to play from down the corridor nonetheless. As Crystal's going to hold. Low HP. Spots the first player. He's got to hit that shot. How does he lose that duel? Victor just pre-fires it, and Crystal had him dead to rights 10 times over. They'll go for the boost to put Punisher up because he's got the high HP, and they know the last player's got to be toward long. So bait, fire, kill. A 5 versus 2, and they lose it. Penta just gives e-frag their 15th round.
What analysis do you want me to give? This is an absolute shocking performance from Penta there. That's how you throw around. It looked like on purpose at some stages. I'm not sure what Mike S is favourite. They've got a smoke there, as I call. Smoke crossover, let's make it nice and easy. Everyone get onto the site, do a long plan. Oh no, why don't you just face by yourself and give the low HP player a kill? Oh, we can't actually cross successfully now. And we've thrown the game. Anyway, to be fair, at this point, I would want to move on to the next map anyway. It'd just be a long, drawn-out battle, which you're always certain you're going to lose. And there's the first pick coming in for Bubble to almost certainly seal the deal here. As we're in round number 19, the score is 15-3 in favour of e-frag for those radio listeners out there. I know there still are a few people.
Tossin going to try and work through lower tunnels now with the Deagle to get close enough to those mid doors to bust through and let the pistols go to work. There's an AK and a Galil as well in play, keep in mind. David P and Tabson respectively holding those weapons, but NKL's going to hold backside of mid doors, CT side passively from the slope, and he's got a crossfire set right now should he need it from CT as well in the form of Spy Leader. But Bubble, he's going to play it from Car. Now there you go. There's that wall of smoke. Double cat smoke to push them toward quad. It extends the angle that Bubble has to hit, and as he misses 1 shot, he has to go all the way back down long, and that gives up a potential plant. on the A site. So those smokes utilized correctly this time from Penta. Meanwhile, Spy Leader's rotated back quickly from the CT spawn. NKL finds the first kill on Mike, but Spy Leader's dancing well enough here that he might be able to pick up at least one frag. He needs to be careful not to overcommit. Nonetheless, he's done enough to distract, and that allows Victor, NKL, and now Bubble to get all the frags required. 16-3 is going to be your final as e-frag, a perfect retake on the A site.
Okay, so e-frag just completely demolished him on their T side there. Penta only get 3 rounds. Very simple stuff there from e-frag, to be honest. Just very simple A splits. No real execution required in terms of any tactical methodology being employed. Didn't have to go crazy with the drop downs or anything, or molotoving people out. Just grinding them down, breaking the economy of the CTs, and we get onto the second half. They win the pistol, and there's so many huge errors there. Like, Penta definitely had chances.